Can the man who was described as the devil be in reality a truthful mirror for the harshest realities of our world? Welcome to The Strange Guest, where history becomes a living dialogue crossing time. Here, we open the doors of the past to face the greatest minds that shaped our world and search with them for answers to questions that still occupy us until today. Our guest today is the man who dared and revealed the true face of power without beautification. So his name became synonymous with cunning and shrewdness, but also with shocking realism. It is Niccolò Machiavelli. O Niccolò, after all that you witnessed in Florence of rise and fall, and after you lived the bitterness of prison and exile, how do you describe to us your feeling as you find yourself today in this world of ours, completely different from your time?
To find myself here in this strange time is truly startling, Arthur. Yet, as I observe your wondrous machines and towering structures, my spirit finds a familiar echo. The world has changed its outward appearance, yes, but the heart of man, his ambition, his fear, his desire for power, remains much as it was in Florence. My years witnessing rise and fall, the chilling darkness of prison, and the bitter sting of exile, taught me to look beyond mere appearances to the root of human action. What I feel now is a quiet satisfaction that the truths I wrote of, born from hardship and close observation, still hold sway over the affairs of men and states, no matter the century.
It is true, Niccolò, that the human heart seems to beat with the same ancient drum, no matter the age. Many rulers throughout history have done terrible things, like when Cesare Borgia had Ramiro de Orco cut into 2 pieces and left in the public square for all to see, a cruel act by any measure. But you, Master Machiavelli, saw something else in such an act, did you not?
Indeed, Arthur. When Cesare Borgia dealt so severely with Ramiro de Orco, he was not acting out of malice, but out of a grim necessity to bring swift order to a chaotic region. Such acts, while appearing harsh, can prevent greater bloodshed and ensure the people live in peace under firm rule. A prince must sometimes wield a sharp knife to cure the body politic, just as a doctor might cut away a gangrenous limb to save the whole person.
I see how a ruler might feel forced to be harsh to keep order, like your doctor example. But your ideas seem to suggest that a leader should ignore what most people call good or fair. Does your famous book, The Prince, truly mean a ruler should sometimes do things that are not kind or honest, if it helps their state stay strong? Please, tell us simply, how does a prince decide what is right when everything is at stake?
The prince does not bid a ruler abandon goodness, Arthur, but rather understand that what is good for the soul may not always be good for the state. My work lays bare the truths of how power is won and kept, not how it should be governed by gentle prayer or lofty ideals. A wise prince must learn to be both a fox to recognize snares and a lion to frighten wolves. For men are prone to break faith when it serves their gain. The deepest lesson is not just about harshness, but about the very nature of humans and the heavy price of keeping any realm secure.
Yet it is quite a puzzle for us, because while many think you only taught rulers to be harsh, you also wrote about freedom and how people could govern themselves well in a book called The Discourses. It is confusing to imagine how one person could believe in such different ideas at the same time. Can you help us understand how these two very different sides of your thinking fit together?
It is true, Arthur, that many find this a puzzle. Yet the answer lies in understanding the state's condition. The Prince was written for a time when a realm was weak or being built anew, requiring a strong hand to carve order from chaos, much like a gardener who must first tame a wild field with a powerful plow. The Discourses, however, teach how a free people, once order is firm, can sustain their liberty through wise laws and shared purpose, like that same gardener carefully tending a thriving garden over many years. Both works seek the same ultimate end, the strength and endurance of the state, whether by fierce necessity or by patient cultivation.
Your explanation truly makes sense, Niccolò, showing how your writings helped states in different ways. It leads me to wonder about the long journey of your own life and how you came to see the world so clearly. What was it like being in charge in Florence, then facing the bitterness of prison, and finally being sent away from your home? How did all those big changes and hard times shape your strong ideas about rulers, and also about people wanting to be free?
My years of service in Florence certainly taught me much, but it was the cold stone of prison and the solitude of exile that truly carved my deepest insights. There I saw human nature starkly, not from a distance, but in the raw pain of injustice and betrayal. This harsh experience taught me that a ruler must sometimes be strong to keep order, like a doctor cutting away sickness, yet also that people will always strive for freedom. These bitter truths, forged in my own suffering, showed me the necessary balance between power and liberty.
It is truly powerful to hear how your own suffering shaped your deep ideas, Master Machiavelli. Some people say the Prince was actually a way for you to try and get back into public life after everything you went through. It is ironic that this very book, meant to help you return to power, became what most people only know you for, and often they do not even understand it fully. What are your feelings about this strange turn of events, where that special book became your only lasting story?
Indeed, Arthur. The Prince was very much an offering, a work I penned in exile with the hope of showing my usefulness and returning to the world of affairs. It is a bitter jest of fate that this very book, crafted to open doors, instead became the single, often twisted window through which the world has chosen to view me. My broader service, my understanding of free republics, and the full measure of my thought have been cast aside for this one shadow, leaving a legacy far more singular and perhaps more isolating than I ever sought. Even the most carefully planned actions, it seems, can lead to outcomes far removed from their true intent.
It is clear, Niccolò, that the way people saw your book turned out very different from what you wanted. But thinking about this, your ideas have been used by very powerful leaders in history, like Napoleon and Stalin, to do very bad things. Do you ever feel responsible for these harsh actions, or did you just write down the true way power works? It makes me wonder if your principles are still quietly guiding some leaders even in our world today.
Arthur, I did not create the cruelty in men like Napoleon or Stalin. I merely shined a light upon how power truly works, showing what rulers must do to hold a state, not what they should feel. My aim was always to describe the world as it is, not to teach tyranny or evil. A looking glass shows a man his face, but it does not make him ugly or fair, only reveals what is already there. These truths about governing states are not old tales of history. They live on in every age, for humans remain much the same.
Indeed, Niccolò, your words clearly show that you revealed truths about power, not created evil, and that these principles are timeless. Your insights remain deeply important for leaders in our time, as they constantly face difficult choices. This makes me wonder, how can a person understand the world's harsh realities without becoming harsh themselves? What wisdom do you offer for leaders trying to keep their goodness while also being effective? And can true kindness and strong power ever work together?
Arthur, the true strength of a leader, and indeed of any man, lies not in wishing the world to be gentle, but in truly seeing it for what it is. To keep your goodness, you must first understand the shadows, for only then can you guard against them. A shepherd who believes wolves are lambs will soon have no flock. The deepest virtue in governance is to secure the common good, even if the path sometimes demands choices that seem hard or unsettling to those who do not bear the burden of the state. I hold to the belief that a wise ruler finds true integrity not in empty ideals, but in the steadfast protection and prosperity of his people.
Niccolò, your final thoughts offer a powerful summary of our deep discussion. They tie together the many complex ideas we have explored about what it means to lead and the hard choices that come with it. It has been a truly eye-opening journey to peel back the layers of your philosophy and understand the man behind the legendary words. Thank you for sharing your profound insights on The Strange Guest